Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel, His White Lights Versus. Now, the other night, Sony had their big E3 press conference and showed off some amazing footage from several of their biggest titles coming out in the near future. But there was one game, in my opinion, that made the night for me, and that game was Resident Evil 2 Remake. Capcom has now released an extended look at the game to give us a few more details about what to expect. Alright, let's take a look at the extended trailer. I've referenced Resident Evil 2 several times in my videos because it had such a large impact on the video game world in the late 90s and on me and my friends. I touched on this in previous videos, but Resident Evil 2 captured our attention for what seemed like months after it came out. The game introduced players to an entire city, not just a mansion, that was overrun with zombies and mutations caused by various viruses manufactured by the Umbrella Corporation. Capcom even gave us 2 separate campaigns, unlockable weapons, and a bonus mode starring Hunk and Tofu to play after finishing the main game. Hey, they even had the great George Romero direct the commercials for the game. After this game, every company wanted a piece of the survival horror pie, and we got some very good imitations like Konami's Silent Hill, but we also received some horrible imitations like Countdown Vampires from Bandai. Square even wanted into the genre and built Parasite Eve around the survival horror framework. In other words, the landscape of horror and survival horror games today would not be the same without this game. Alright, let's jump into the trailer. The trailer begins with Leon stating that this is not how he imagined his first day starting, a direct callback to the original Resident Evil 2. We then see him walking slowly up to the front of the doors of the Raccoon City Police Department. One thing to note here is that it is possible to see the helicopter pilot Brad Vickers as a zombie shuffling around out here in the original. I wonder if he's going to make a return. We then get a glimpse of the inside of the police department just as I remember it. I hope they continue with making this a very accurate and nostalgia-filled remake. Then we get some more footage of the streets of Raccoon City, and they really capture the feel of the original. Next we see Leon slowly walking towards a door, and I'm immediately struck by how dark this game is. It seems like we might actually be returning to the survival horror genre after spending years jumping motorcycles off buildings and punching giant rocks. After Leon opens the door, we see another police officer telling him to stay back, and this officer is bitten by a zombie. The detail on the zombies is pretty amazing, and they capture again that late 90s zombie look and feel. Notice this zombie is not running, jumping, or sprouting a giant tentacle from his head either. He slowly gets up and lunges at Leon. Then we get another shot of Leon walking in front of the RPD building, and even the police cars look like they are 90s model cars. We get some more interior shots, and then we see that dreaded hallway. The boarded up windows and police tape look the same. If you didn't play the original, I can remember walking down this hall and zombie arms would break through the windows and grab you. That moment is on par with the zombie dog bursting through the window in the first Resident Evil. Next, we get a montage of Leon looking on as zombies actually shuffle towards him. We have finally gotten confirmation that these are your classic zombies, and they look great. I mean, the detail in the environments, the characters, and the zombies are certainly top-notch. This section of the trailer ends with an explosion of the helicopter from the botched rescue attempt in Claire's campaign. They are really going the extra mile to recreate every little detail here. We then get to meet Marvin, the police officer from the original, who tells Leon to save himself first, and a gruesome look at the aftermath of a zombie attack. We also get literally a split second of a shot of someone on the CCTV footage in the police department. I can't make out who it is, but it seems to resemble Barry Burton. What do you guys think? This montage gets even crazier as we are shown more clips of people getting attacked by zombies and even the famous scene where the licker crawls across the window. I'm really excited to see more scenes like this in the game. We also see Claire, Sherry, Marvin again, Ada, and the licker attacking in this section. The licker looks like it should and doesn't look like the miniature ones from Resident Evil 5. Now, because this is the Japanese trailer for the game, it's called Biohazard. A much more fitting name in my opinion, but because of a legal battle with a band named Biohazard in the US, it was given the name Resident Evil here. Next, we move into the section of the trailer that was shown at Sony's E3 press conference, and when it began, I had a sneaking feeling that this was in fact Resident Evil 2 Remake. We then see a rat climb up the rack, and it is all but confirmed by the fact that we have a PlayStation 1 sitting there on the shelf. Certainly a nice detail. This makes me wonder, however, is this just a part of the trailer that was made specifically for Sony's press conference, or does this clue us into the fact that there will be some sort of exclusivity deal for this game? I would imagine this scene would not make it into a game on another platform for legal reasons. Maybe Sony is assisting with the development here? We then see a struggle begin with someone obviously fighting a zombie. The rat falls off the shelf and looks onward as the two grapple each other. and then the shelf is knocked over, falls on the rat, and kills it. We hear Leon yell at the two, and then in excruciating detail see the zombie take a bite out of the police officer's neck. Ew. Leon then bursts through the door and takes out the zombie. It is at this point in the press conference trailer that we first see Leon, and the crowd erupted and cheered. Then we get a good shot at Leon's face, and it looks like he's 12 years old compared to the Leon that we've seen in the most recent entries in the series. As the camera zooms into the car mirror, we hear a voice stating, "The money is in the account, it's always a pleasure." This can be none other than Albert Wesker himself based on his voice. It makes me wonder, though, what his role will be in this game. In my opinion, we will get some more insight into what happened after he was killed by Tyrant and how he got his powers. It will be interesting for sure, considering that he does not show back up in the series until Code Veronica. We then get another shot of Marvin telling Leon that you do not hesitate to shoot one of these things, uniform or not. The next shot, we see the beginning area of the game where the transfer truck crashes, separating Leon and Claire, and more classic zombies shuffling and chomping down unsuspecting citizens. We hear another voice besides Leon and Claire's who states that he needs info on his extraction. But this is not Wesker's voice, so I'm not sure who this may be. We then get a shot of Claire talking to Sherry and Tyrant from her campaign with a trench coat on. Next, we get a shot of a blonde woman lying on the ground. Could this be William Birkin's wife, Annette, or someone else entirely? We also get to see a licker attack someone right after this, capturing the reason why they are called lickers. Then we get a few more interior shots highlighting some of the classic locations inside the Raccoon City Police Department. And we get an official logo for the US version of the game and a release date of January 25th, 2019. Lastly, we get a quick shot of the T-00 in his trench coat who begins to either mutate or is attacked. If you look closely at the footage, it seems like a claw is bursting out of his chest, and we get a split-second shot of a head of some sort of mutated monster. I'm going to go ahead and guess this particular Tyrant was just attacked by a mutated William Birkin. Alright guys, so that wraps up my analysis of the Resident Evil 2 Remake gameplay trailer, and I have to say that I'm really excited to get my hands on this game. The atmosphere, gameplay, and homages to the original make for a very nostalgic feel here. I am certainly ready to see how they capture the essence of the original throughout the rest of the game. What did you guys think of the trailer? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe for more video game reviews and news. Until next time, guys.